Hello everyone. Hi, how are you? It's Chunky Miss Nan, and as promised, here is my completed prayer journal. I hope you're all doing well. It's what I can say, it is chunky. Unfortunately, I did go overboard, and the person who's receiving this book has a choice to remove, to add, and there's plenty of space to play with, to write in, to do whatever she wants. She does journal also. And I could say we have two different styles. We are sisters, blood sisters, and she has a totally different style than I do. I like to journal and write a lot. She prefers to just embellish her books with ephemera and all the little tidbits she collects, and she adds pictures to it also. It is just over a little bit, 6 inches wide. 9, I think it was 9. Let me check this really quick. I think it was 9, or was it 9.5? It is almost 9.5. I say almost because I've already mentioned that I'm not good in measuring when it comes to numbers. I don't know the quarters, the 3/16, but you get the gist of it. The spine is 1.5, and I should have taken that into consideration when I filled it up, but I want her to have a lot of goodies in there that she could play with. And this pretty much is, let me just say something really quick, this is pretty much a thank you to her. She has been taking care of our mom for many years, and this is my way of saying thank you, since I live far away from them and I can't be with my mom, and I miss them both and I love them both. So this is a little thank you. It doesn't make it could never ever pay for what she does, but I know that she loves getting my books, all the little stuff that I send her. And before I go in here, I just wanted to this is going in a box, but it's not going by itself, so there's a lot in there I'm going to show you. I have these little packets that I'm going to send her, and yes, there's items I created a long time ago that I've had in my stash that I want her to have. I was just waiting for the right moment to send it to her. Project Life cards. These are watercolor ATC mini cards that I created. There's scrap in there. There's file folder cards. There's all kinds of stuff. Those are Paper Studio cards that I managed to obtain about a month ago maybe. And all the little other things that I've created that she's gonna really love. I don't know if she's gonna see this video or not. She doesn't have YouTube, she says, but I told her not to watch it. We'll see. I made her a bookmark. It's a cloth bookmark. It's quite wide, but she can still use it to put inside the book. I love it. This is they don't sell this material anymore. I love this material. Okay, and I have a lot of other little stuff here. I'm just gonna go through this really quick. That was in my stash. Envelope I created a long time ago. Have butterflies, some little notebooks she can add to her purse if she wants to jot down just about anything she wants to. There's some watercolor bookmarks. Another one that has nothing on it that she can have. So what I have on the side now is going to go in the book, and I will show you a few more things. I am going to send her these lovely napkins. I'm going to stop hoarding what I have and just let her have some of my stuff. She's done the same with me. Okay, let me go into this. I had to sew it. I could not glue it. I tried and it did not stay on there. So I'm going to put a dangly here. I just don't know. I'm going to go through I have a charm bracelet that I never really wear, and it's just collected items. I'm going to add something special there. So, and this is from this was a measuring tape my mother-in-law gave me that she had for years. So I added a little piece of that. So, and that's the back. You could take this off and add something inside, but I did not. And I do have a video up on how I gutted the book, so if you want to go check that out, you can. And if your washi tends to come out, you can always add glue to it. Okay, so I was undecided whether to sew these directly into the book spine, but I chose against it because I want her to be able to go in here and just pull out, add, and do what she wants. She can't pull out the pages because those are, I did the 3 pamphlet stitch for both signatures. So what she can pull out and put in is the ephemera and all the embellishments that are in there. So I did add 2 eyelets on the top, 2 eyelets on the bottom, and I'll bring a video of that one day, creating the holes and putting the eyelets in. I've been just crunched with time, and that's why I was not able to do this slowly, work with you so you could see how I created the signatures. But that will come in the next book, which is my retro book, so I'm hoping that's going to come out really nice. I've been collecting stuff, and everybody has a different definition for retro. Mine is not going to be maybe like what someone else would put in it, but mine is going to have a lot of color in it. So this is a little double card clip that I added there. My fingerprints are everywhere. I'm gonna have to wipe this down before I send it to her. So they are in Spanish, and it says, "I will not leave you battling alone. I am with you." And this I says, "Be courageous in adversity. I am with you. Or in difficult times, I am with you." And as you can see, I did sew the plastic of the cover. And of course, they call these actually the jackets of the books. It's just that I created over the jacket. Sewed it to the plastic to the jacket so that it's there permanently, and taped it down. The jacket itself is not permanent. She can remove it. She could decorate the cover of the book if she'd like to. That's up to her. I give her that option. So I had more stuff in here, but it got extremely bulky, and I didn't wanted to, but so that's why I'm sending some stuff separately. I pulled out an old calendar, and this was just an idea that I got, and a calendar page, sorry. And I thought, how can I work this in there so she can use the calendar day by day as she wishes? She could write in it. She doesn't have to, but it'll give her a date on the top, whether it's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. That's up to her what month she wants to use to create the book. I could just see her looking at this and falling over her chair. So the calendar, you see it right side up this way, and then I have to turn it over so that you can see the calendar. What I did was I just covered the holidays with some stickers from Daphne's Diary, so that she's actually looking just as at the days. I thought that was neat. She can use that however she wants, so that's going to go in the cover. And I also created a writing board. I think she's gonna love. This is not, the ribbon is not permanent. I have a clip on there. She can use the ribbon as she wishes. Her favorite color is purple. Purple, everything. Purple and black. I don't gravitate to purple. She does. But I decided I would add some stuff in there that's purple. Not everything. So the actual board, this is removable. And what I have here is a key as a reminder. The word to say: pray without ceasing. We are called to have that relationship with the Lord, to speak with him. And this says, "The Lord is my shepherd," Psalm 23. It's not her favorite Bible text. She doesn't have a favorite one that I know of at the moment, and this is the one I usually use. This is removable. This is also removable, and it's just a simple writing board. It's not hard, and I actually made it with the cover of one of the composition notebooks. I think she's gonna love that. That's gonna go in there. It'll close, so she can put it underneath the papers, and then just write on her papers. Okay, and then I have 3 of these cards. I have already added stamps to them. She can send them to who she wants to, or she can keep them in here. So these are cards that I've collected. Oh no, this one I bought it. No, I did. I thrifted a pack of these. I think I thrifted a pack of these. Yes, I did. It's actually Renmoire, it says here. Peonies. I didn't even see that one. And then these are from Papers. Is it Papers? It doesn't say, but I did get it at Hobby Lobby, and they were very economical. I mean, the box was about this big and maybe $1 something. So I have that, and then I have a bunch of little papers and extra stuff that she can add to her book. And my book, oh, let me show you this. I created this little thing just for her to put where her pens are at. I can't remember who I watched on YouTube making this, but I thought, wow, that's neat. And I have more like this, bigger ones, different sizes that I've already created, and I will bring that in a video and show you how I did it, because it has something extra to it. I just added a little few danglies there. That's going. I was gonna add this chain on the writing board. I mean, this key on the writing board, but this is kind of heavy. It's gonna pull it down. So that's about all the stuff I have to send to her. And let me show you mine before I actually go in. And mine is simple. I don't have a lot of embellishments in here because I do a lot of writing in my prayer journals, and I like sketching in my prayer journals more than I do making them in a junk journal style. So this is a clip that I made. I also have a little writing board that I created with one of the composition notebook covers, and the wallpaper I actually got for this one and that one at the 125 store, and it's not even 125 anymore. Items have gone up quite a bit in that store. So that's where I got the wallpaper, and it's just a bunch of writing paper in mine. Bunch of writing paper. I left the pocket for the library book in there, and I just added a pad in there so that I can actually add whatever I like to the pages if I want to add a note, or and then if I do choose to embellish and add my own ephemera in there, I can do that. But I believe me, this is mostly for writing when it comes to me. So I've added vellum with, there's used in here, there's new in here, there's recycled in here, there's a bunch of everything in here. That's what makes these books special and beautiful. I did add washi to protect the vellum because the vellum is delicate, and I did sew in this direction, but I did add glue before I put the washi down to hold it there so that the elastic would not damage the vellum. And some music paper and little details here and there. I did copy some scripture verse in Spanish for her. We both speak English fluently, but I just had my Spanish Bible handy, and it's a pretty large Bible. It did not copyright, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. And it says, when you pray and you ask, believe, and you shall receive. And then it goes on to say, forgive when you pray, forgive those if you have something against them. Okay, I added a belly band there. Paper studio paper. Okay, just a little piece of paper. The ideology pieces I added there to make a pocket. I just put the butterfly inside and had half of it popping out. Room for her to grow in this book as she wishes, or to pull out if it's too bulky for her. And then I did some scripture stamping in the book. This here is actually, someone said in a video, they made a reference to making copies of some of your master boards. I have done that in the past on my inkjet printer, but they just don't come out as clear as I want to. So I actually went to the public library, and I don't know if it was 25 or 40 something cents. I'm leaning towards 25, but I'm not sure. I have not made copies in the library for a very long time. So this is a master board that I created, and I put it away. And as I'm rummaging to find things to put in the book, I decided I would take about 5 or 6 different ones to the library and copy them. And look at the ink on this. It is beautiful. And I did straight stitch, zigzag. I need a new sewing machine, so the stitching is not perfect, and that's the beauty of our books. And I've added throughout the book my and here, as you can see, my needle went in another direction, so it's not straight, but she's not going to have an issue with it, and I do not either. This is not for sale. If I were to sell something, I'd be more, extremely specific. And you're probably thinking, well, why don't you do that for your sister? Because I know my sister. I know her, and our styles, I'm more particular in mine than hers, but she's gonna love it no matter what. So this is coffee dyed paper, and this is also from a piece of paper. I just cut it out and added it. And I have stickers throughout the book that are these, but what that is, let me see if I can grab this book really quick, and if it's easy to grab, because I have a lot of smaller paper. It's this bibliography ephemera. I got that on Amazon, and I'll just do this really quick. As you can see, it has a lot of stickers in there. So throughout the book, I've used a lot of these on these pages, just on the corners or the side. And this here are cards that I obtained at Hobby Lobby. And if you go to Hobby Lobby, you may find them in the clearance section. There are a lot of these packages. I just got 2. They're 49 cents. Maybe less now, I'm not sure. I don't always plan what day I'm gonna go into Hobby Lobby. It just so happens that when I do go in, I always find something. And this is another card that I made a long time ago. I love birds. I am obsessed with birds. You don't see a lot of them in my books because I have a collection up there, and I'm planning to make a book that are just pure birds. And my little scripture embellishments throughout the book. Not that many. I want her to have space. I did add these colorful tabs. The tabs are also from Stampin' & Company. I don't think there's any sorry, Daphne's Diary, because these are thicker. Stampin' & Company are the thicker paper. So, and I have a video on how I made these. And this is just some of the scrap. I put it together and stapled it. These are some of, I'm sorry if there's a glare. Let me hold it up this way. My gel prints. I just took my Thule art paint markers and created a design on it and did my faux writing, which now I learn it's called asemic, if I'm not, asemic writing. And I like it. It's either asemic. Yeah, it is a semic or asemic. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Again, another master board. I did this one in black and white since she loves black. So I decided to do it in black and white. This is part of another master board. I created a few cards out of it and added a verse and a butterfly to its butterfly sticker. Small little paper clip here with a piece of scrap on there. She loves cats. We had quite a few growing up. But once our cat Pancho died. His name was Pancho, chubby, beautiful cat. I don't even know what brand he was. He was just beautiful. We loved him. Got hit by a car, had to put him to sleep. No more cats after that. And my tags, not all of them have stitching and not all of them have ribbon. These are just scrap pieces I have in my stash. Created a pocket. This is I have a pack. I buy the packets on sale. The 6x6, I think they are 6x6 cards. And then a time card. There's not many cloth tabs in here, and I don't know if maybe I'll add a few before I send it off. This is also, look at this, from the library. A lot of paper, studio paper there. I don't think there's any from, because I also have purchased paper in antique malls, but I think these are all paper studio. And there goes some of those old order forms, and the book has lighter ones and then the darker ones on top. So I don't know, that just aged that way. And I created my own coffee dyed, eco dyed, avocado dyed, whatever you'd like to call it. I dyed it these colors first and then took a cup, put it in coffee, put it on here, and sort of moved it over a little bit and just smeared the coffee on the sides. And this is actually food coloring that I threw into the water and then laid the paper right on top. And maybe I'll bring a video about that one day. If you'd like to see that, let me know. Any comments, leave them below. If there's any specific type of theme you'd like me to create, put it below. Any ideas, tips, I'd love to hear from you. Look at this amazing paper. I didn't think it was going to come out this beautiful, but it did. They had this new system. I had no idea. I stood in front of it and I thought, wow, I am not technology inclined. I know how to save my videos. I know how to do basic stuff. I looked at this big screen that now they have even at the pharmacies. If have to punch all these numbers in and all this. I looked at the girl and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I really need your help. It took several times before I actually got it and then created them on my own. And then actually I did it on my own, but then I did 10 copies of each. Crazy, but that's okay. I have extra. And more stickers, and I painted this a while back ago. Could have been last year, I think. I learned how to make these flowers on a cruise ship that we went. We took a cruise around South America, and there was this lovely girl, Leanne. She has a YouTube channel also, but she hasn't posted anything in a very, very long time. Beautiful young lady, smiled always, and art. I took free art classes and learned how to create those with her. So, and some birds too. So. Okay, one of the infamous CD pockets, and I put this in here, which is not a library card, but I was in Michael's and they had it. Let me see where I put them. Here they are. I took it out of the package, but it was like $1 something, and it is a memo pad, but I'm actually going to use it in my books. And I sent her some of these, if I'm not mistaken. Anything that I've forgotten, I will later remember. And paper studio flower. Here we have some pictures. I have more pictures over here. I had a little heart in there too. Okay, I had a stack of pictures that I want to send her. Here they are, so she can use them also. And this was in Australia. We went to, I think it's Litchfield, I'm not sure, some waterfall, but it was beautiful. You have to go way down these stairs to get down there. And I took pictures there. Africa, those are the African flamingos. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that. I have more pictures, so I wanted to share with her. And this is let me say Ayers Rock, because I'm not sure how to pronounce the indigenous name, which I think is Uluru. I'm not sure. Sorry, anyone from Australia, I really apologize. And this is a light show that they have. You see the lights at night. It's amazing, and you get to walk through there. Amazing. But if you're up in the air, it's actual indigenous designs of snakes and other stuff. Beautiful. Had dinner at night, my husband and myself. It was amazing. Under the stars, the sun went down. And these are the zebras and the wildebeest. I have beautiful pictures of Africa, one of my favorite animals. Sunset. This is nothing compared to some of the shots that I have. Sunset in Africa. And I don't know if, I think this is the delta, so you're in the middle just of nowhere, watching birds and animals, giraffe. Amazing. This is also in Australia. So I have some of those to send her, and I added these. This is Germany. I just saw the rainbow remind me of God's promises for us in Genesis. And this, I think, was in Australia also. We went into this place for some coffee, and they had this there, and I just took a picture of it and I cut it down so she can write on the back of that also. And this is not going to be a quick video, my friends. Another print out of, this is completely coffee dyed and avocado dyed. Different saturations of coffee in this. And stamps are from Amazon. That's where I get most of my stamps, but I do from Hobby Lobby, Michael's. There's no longer a Joanne Fabrics. That was one of the places I frequented also. And I'm not sure if this stamp is one of Tim Holtz's stamps or it's one of the Hobby Lobby stamps. I'm not sure. I think they're stampabilities, if I'm not mistaken. And I just put a little piece of cloth there. It's nothing, it doesn't have a wow factor. Just have the purple in it, and then all I did was put a butterfly underneath. She has plenty of room to write there, paint there. She doesn't paint. She likes to write a lot. I mean, she doesn't like to write a lot, sorry. She does write scripture verses. She has notebooks with scripture verses. This was also from that Bibliophilia ephemera book. Another one where I coffee dyed doilies and paper and The stamp, I don't remember where that's from. I cut out the butterflies from the Paper Studio papers and just added it on there, and that's one of the ones I printed. And this, I just put up a short on these cards that I made for her book, scripture cards. I did the cat out of the bag and show her the card, and she loved it. So I have a few of those in there. I was going to give them all to her, but I don't think so. I think I'm not particular about purple, but these came out cute, so I'm gonna keep a few and add them to my books, or maybe I'll add them right there to my prayer book. This is from a file folder, just papers I added in there that I have in my stash. A note from Betty Crocker, and this is also a page from a calendar that I cut out. Behold, I am with you always. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. More pretty purple. Some papers are thicker than others. And then this here is a package that I thrifted. The envelope is kind of big, so it doesn't fit in there. It'll pop out too far. So I'm going to leave it there and let her decide what she wants to do with that. I thrifted this here, Time Saver Toolkit. I have no idea what it is, but it did come with those envelopes, and the sheets are actually that big. Record. Oh, wait a minute. This one's different. Ah, I'll add one of those in there. Project record. You know what? I just pulled one out. I didn't. Oh, it has a weekly plan in there too. Okay. I think I'll be adding a few more of those. And then there's this one in there also that says things to do today. Ooh, I didn't know. Okay. Surprise for me. I'll probably be sending her gel prints too, so she can add into her book. So, and this is from a promise book. It says promises on the outside, so it's I tore it up to send her some of the pages. And just a little card, a double tag she can write on. And am I in the second? I'm not even in the second signature yet. Let me move on a little faster. This is one of the first cluster cards I ever made. One of my first earlier videos. I had that in my stash, so I'm giving it to her. I don't know why I kept it for so long, but it's hers. I added some washi. Look at this. Okay, more of that, and then I created my own little cards here with some. This is a packet of paper that I thrifted in Michael's for $2. With this, they have these for $1, which is a little book. I don't know what I'm going to add there, but the first thing I thought of was ATC cards would be nice to put in there. And these pockets, plastic pockets, which I think are either from the dollar store or, oh no, it's from Goodwill. It's right on the back. But that's the paper I use this for. And let me move on a little more because this is just the other side. The Lord is my shepherd of the gel print. This is Stamperia. So I got this on Amazon, pad on Amazon. Or no, I was visiting Connecticut and she bought, I don't know how many pads, and she shared some with me. But this is Paper Studio, the butterfly. Coffee dyed some tickets. And this is from the dollar store. You might have seen those before. A lot of ladies have those in their books, in their videos. I don't even know where I put the packet, so I gotta go through my stash to find. Okay, more scripture verse, and this I added coffee dyed envelope, actual stamp that came in something mailed to me, with this here, which is a booklet that I thrifted. I have no idea, some exercise record keeping paper. And so I wrote a letter to her on one of the paper, coffee dyed papers, eco dyed papers. And I will open it because there's nothing so private that no one can see. And I put a verse in the bottom, and there is one detail in here that I've never mentioned before. So that's for her to read. And then these little envelopes, I just added like a little belly band over the plastic pocket. I was going to put a penny for your thought, but I thought, no, that doesn't make sense in this. So I actually did stamp some scripture on it. And these stamps I actually got on Amazon, and I love them. They're like 4 different sheets of stamps. Okay, this would be the same. And then as you can see, since I was going to sew them in, I was thinking of putting some material on there, but I did not. So I just added some of the paper. And this material here, let me put this up. This material here is actually a piece of material that I purchased in Joann Fabrics that I used in one of my granddaughter's scrapbooks. So, and I added some there, just those little tidbits that have some extra special meaning. So I'll leave this here and I'll put it in there later. And I do have a roll of this that I am going to be sending some of this to her, so she can add there or in one of her other books. From what I understand, she has over 30, well, way more than that. Praying at all times without ceasing in the spirit. And I think I cut some of it out, but that's okay because the verse is up on the top and she can look that up. More rickrack and lace for a belly band. Look at this paper. Oh, beautiful. Makes me want to sing. Yes, it does. And more of that. And washi. Scripture washi from Hobby Lobby. And my favorite Bible verse, Psalm 121. Some of that is Semitic writing, and this is with my Tuliar pens. And this is also a masterboard that I created, a lot of paper studio paper. If there's any other apart from that, they're in there also, because I do have Samperia, I have Tim Holtz paper pads, I have pads from Walmart, I have pads from Michael's, I have pads from everywhere. So I can't remember exactly. I think these are Paper Studio. These are a sheet of butterflies that I purchased at the 125 store. Piece of cloth left over from a pillowcase that belonged to my mom. She gave it to me, so I still have some left over that I'm sharing with my sis. And also another card, another printout. This is my drawing of a bird. It's on another card and one of the other papers in there. Okay, tag. I tend to call them tabs, I don't know why, but a tag. And she can sew on the back of that, and I think I should have rounded the corners. I purchased a new corner rounder on Amazon. It's a Japanese made, and it's easier for me to press. I gave her the old one. I sent her a box last week and loaded with things. I just added the old one in there, which still works. It's not broken, and she can use it to round her corners. Same thing. More of that material. Look at this, I love it. And she loves her little kitties. So there's a little card that I cut in half, and I cut the paper in half so she can write. You can tell it's kind of old. This is aged markings on it. And that one goes inside, but there's another one that has a different kind of paper in it, and there's another one here. And I have this stamp that I use, that I also thrifted, to add the entered, completed on there. Paper Studio. And this is, I have some of the scrap which I'm sending separately, and some that I put inside the book. More of that paper. Another scripture card I made her with her favorite color. Okay. I tried drawing an owl. I should have sketched it first, which I'm better at doing that, and then painting it, but I'm gonna let him peek out of there. He's kind of weird, but she's gonna laugh. I want her to laugh. I want her to be happy. Church notes. I have a stack of these, but these I purchased on Amazon, so anything is game when it comes to writing and creating your journals and adding into them. Another calendar page, more paper, more of my watercoloring. That's actual watercolor paper I used. And here's the bird that I drew. It's a chickadee. First birds I ever really noticed that I took a camera. That's where my love of photographing nature came from. The first chickadee I ever saw. So that's my drawing, and most likely I do other birds too. I could create my own colored paper that way too. I'm working on creating stencils, so I've done 2 so far. Not so great, but I'm working on it. Okay, this one, here's another one. Another little thingy there. And here's 2 tags with nothing on it. She can have her own ribbon on there and whatever she wants to on there. Paper Studio flowers. Bookmarks that I thrifted. So I'll leave it here because if I put it here and pack it, it may get bent. Look at that, amazing. I love the color. If every paper came out like that I copied on my printer, it'd be great, but I think I need a better quality printer. There's another one. Washi. Okay, nearing the end. Oh, I love that. And another envelope with stamps. And I gave her this one because I don't know if I'm mistaken. Oh, it is the Purple Heart. Sorry, I had to look a little closer. Purple Heart for her, for being my mom's everyday helper. Another one of these little envelopes. I remember you in my prayer. Do not let your heart be troubled, because he is with you wherever you go. And so in the back of this, I was going to add those butterflies, and I'm going to add at least one of these in there, but I have to pack this really carefully. And I think she's going to love this. I hope you like this video. I hope you've been inspired to create your own. It's not as complicated as you think. Just take your time, enjoy what you're doing. Most of all, I love this. If I had to pan out books after books after, I don't know if I'd lose the interest in the hobby, but I like to pay it forward also. And all these little danglies, if she wants to cut them off, she can. I left these here so she can. I'm thinking of adding a few beads to that. We'll see. Most likely I will, because it's not going off just yet. Thank you for joining me. God bless you. See you in my next video. Have a good one.